Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Spider-Man Miles Morales. So, we've infiltrated the underground, and we're going to go snooping as usual.
More oversized ventilation ducts. Although I suppose these are the same oversized ventilation ducts we went through last game.
Do you ever feel like you're in a movie and start humming suspenseful music to yourself?
Okay, so
Oh, I love suspenseful music. Da, 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 da. Wait, oh fuck it, that's your fucking stealth music?
you know what amuses the hell out of me?
What's
This
that?
trope where people just contact you over radio or phone or whatever, like it predated the actual technology in the real world that would have allowed that to be commonly done in the first place. So, like, video games kind of unintentionally predicted the future. Oh no, that didn't.
I've
go-
been spotted. That did not go well at all.
That. Oh.
Flippy shit. Flippy shit. Flippy shit.
Okay.
Take two.
Like, I saw what you were trying to do, but you just zipped past your target like a classic movie outtake.
If I do seemingly random movements, I can convince them that I'm in charge.
Breakdance, breakdance, breakdance.
Spider-Man.
How do you know so? Of course someone's here. There's like 30 of us in here.
Oh, my mistake. Anyway.
The whole Arkham combat thing, combined with stealth sequences, is a thing that the Amazing Spider-Man games did too. They didn't do it as well, but I find it interesting that it was so popular here, but people were just kind of bleh about the Amazing Spider-Man games.
Well, I think wasn't because I think people played Amazing Spider-Man. I just didn't think anything of it. And because that was like the tail end of, the era where movies had to have licensed video game tie-ins.
Yeah, but the Amazing Spider-Man games in themselves were kind of like midquels to the movies rather than adaptations of the films themselves.
But it's still like it shared the same name as the movie itself. So I think a lot of folks from the get-go just wrote it off as just a
Movie tie-in game.
cheap
Yeah.
license game. Yeah.
And I'm not saying those games are as good as these. They're actually like really not. But they were fun times, and people kind of didn't really acknowledge them.
No, it's unfortunately one of those things you just have to know for yourself in hindsight.
Yeah. Of course, I still swear by Ultimate Spider-Man as my, sandbox Spider-Man game of the old days.
Like licensed superhero game that's actually better than it has any right to be. Like it's no it's no Pulitzer winning video game, but yeah, it's more than serviceable, especially as a I just took the first thing I came to
Okay,
my
I
mind.
don't think that really applies because the
No,
Pulitzer,
not at all.
according to Google.
Lewis, I know.
Hang on. Okay. The Pulitzer Prize is an award
Jesus
administered
Christ.
by Columbia University for achievements in newspaper, magazine, online journalism, literature, and musical composition. So,
There you go.
literature is almost a video game.
No, not at all. Unless it's a visual novel.
Oh no, they can see me again.
Well, I mean, literature and musical composition are aspects of video game creation. So, I don't know. Maybe you could finagle a Pulitzer Prize for a video game one of these days.
Those fucking gauntlets are ridiculous.
He was just a really big
Like,
fan
I know-
of the Wii
I-
version of Arkham City.
Oh, I know it's Spider-Man. I know it's superhero sort of shit, but it's like, this looks fucking weird.
The gauntlets are a bit much.
I think they're too large.
Yeah.
Like they're almost comically large.
Well, I mean, they wanted them to be shield enemies without actually having shields. Not a big fan, to be honest. But, you know, the general techie feel of these enemies is actually giving me My Adventures with Superman vibes. Alright, let's see.
Off you go.
There's I forget, Miles automatically do the thing where if you knock somebody off, he technically like webs them so they don't die.
Technically, yes.
From terminal velocity and some other shit.
Because knocking somebody off is a euphemism for murder, that just hit my brain like a complete paradox. If he murders someone, he webs them so he doesn't actually murder them.
Yeah. It's like, but you still murdered them. Hence the use of the word. Inconspicuous Miles. Like, inconspicuous.
Okay, this is not working.
No, it is working. I am thinning them
Well,
out.
I mean, yeah, he's not dead. It's unsophisticated as fuck, but it's getting
It
results.
looks like Miles is just doing aerial breakdance moves and only incidentally
That's
hitting
what I was
his
talking
enemies.
about earlier. He wants to pretend that he's in control. Hard emphasis on pretend.
No, he's just flipping around the room, and it's only incidental when he actually.
I
hits
used Ninja
someone.
Focus to slow my heart rate, so you wouldn't be able to hear me coming. What the fuck are you talking about?
The old circle triangle finishers.
It's not on my level. Playing 4-dimensional chess here. King me. What?
Can't see me.
Activated my trap card. Uno. Just some random words.
He's trying to pretend he has Peter Parker's sense of humor, but he really doesn't. Okay.
Gotta work on those quips, Miles.
Well, that's my uncle used to say. Fuck you.
It worked.
I'm sure he'll be okay.
Still no sign of Finn. She must have gone somewhere.
Why are you specifically looking for Finn? The moment she sees you here,
I don't know.
after Miles left,
Found a bunch of secret
immediately after Miles left, she's gonna fucking suspect something.
I'm looking.
Just hear the cogs turning in the head.
Look, if he were smart, if Miles were doing this the smart way, he would have left it for, like, fucking tomorrow at the earliest. You know?
Well, isn't that something that he's like internally struggling with in this game, though? Like the fact that he's inexperienced and not as good as Peter?
Well, I mean, yeah. But I'm just talking about, like, in general being sneaky. You don't leave a room, put on a mask, and then come back into that same room and expect nobody to notice that it was you who left and then came back.
Maybe he would have gotten away. Let's not start.
Also, she's kind of your best friend. She knows your body type. Okay. Ah. Stealth.
Luckily, no one ever looks up.
Not even people who know that their enemy is Spider-Man. Bit of a tactical flaw, that.
Underground sick too. They're so callous about it.
You moved the new form? Safely?
Yeah, the lab uptown.
That narrows it down completely.
Genki. They moved the new form.
We're not sure if the canisters...
Okay, just gonna chill up here. Directly in this unmasked woman's peripheral vision.
Powers messed with the structure. Tell everyone not to touch it.
At some point, she should just, like, incidentally glance in his general direction and see him. I mean, he's red. Okay, why didn't you activate that before you came in here?
What it is? Where it came from?
My brother created created new form. Chief chemist.
Okay.
Killed him.
That look was just... Oh, bugger.
I won't stop until Roxxon's gone.
She knows I'm here, doesn't she?
She was making the right eye contact.
Good.
And then she just turns and walks into his face. That would have been hilarious.
It just bumps at her like a fucking pinata.
Oh. Well, that was poor timing.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably not the smartest time to
Turn off.
uncloak yourself. Also, Finn hears all this, right? Because she didn't get very far.
Well, I mean, given that it's a bank vault, if she'd had time to close even one door behind her, she might actually not hear this.
Yeah, 'cause this place looks like a bank vault. Actually, I think it is a bank vault.
It's basically Kingpin's old stash,
Yeah.
you know. Ooh. Now that I'm thinking bank vaults, I'm thinking The Dark Knight because of the opening scene of that movie, and I'm thinking, I need to watch that again. Every time I think I need to watch The Dark Knight again, I regret it because of how goddamn long that movie is.
Well, it's barely. It's like just 2 hours, I want to say. I know Dark Knight Rises is like the longest one of them all.
It is, yeah.
Hold on. Let me think.
Yeah, I haven't watched The Dark Knight myself in a spell.
I remember The Dark Knight being it's 2.5.
2.5 hours, yeah. I think Dark Knight Rises pushes 3. I don't remember how long Batman Begins was.
It was the shortest of the 3 for sure.
Yeah.
It just feels kind of long to me because of the pacing of the thing.
Yeah.
It's not in a bad way, but it does kind of start to feel a bit like a Peter Jackson kind of movie.
I really don't feel the length of The Dark Knight. Specifically because I just think it's just wonderfully crafted from beginning to end. Although, one of my age-old complaints I always had with that movie is that like I kind of missed the aesthetic that Batman Begins had, and Dark Knight just completely dropped it for the sake of let's just make Chicago Gotham.
And then Dark Knight Rises, let's make Pittsburgh Gotham.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like I really missed the attempt at a Gotham City in Batman Begins.
Well, they tried to explain it away by making this new area of Gotham called the Narrows.
Yeah, the Narrows.
It's
infested with scarecrow gas by the end of the movie.
Yeah, and you know, the Narrows is a pretty cool district of Gotham. I think like at least in some fan interpretations, people just sort of treat the Narrows as something that exists within Gotham in general, no matter what universe they're writing in. But as far as I know, it was a Batman Begins creation.
I cleaned up that photo you took of the map. Looks like the underground are squatting in old Fisk.
Okay.
Hey, those Fisk construction sites you did last game, want to see Spider-Man do them again?
Oh, great.
You know, the Arkham Origins problem.
That's dramatic.
Again, like Arkham Origins is perfectly fine in a bubble. Don't play it immediately after City.
If you're headed to the theater, I'm all
I feel like
check out the underground hideout.
Arkham Knight in particular has been getting a lot of retroactive positivity, specifically because Gotham Knights was slightly underwhelming.
Slightly. That's not what I've seen. I don't think I've ever seen anyone say anything nice about Gotham Knights like since like day one of its announcement.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like most of the stuff that I saw people actively complaining about when it had first come out were like the more insignificant aspects. Like, hey, Look here, the animation on their on their freaking midair acrobatics wasn't as good, because we all know that's the important thing.
So that game came out, yeah?
Yeah.
Man, I completely just
It was
fucking blanked on it.
It was the Batman game of all time. So
oh wait, I thought that was Batman Begins, a license game. Just to go back to the Nolan movies, I guess, for a second. But I'll take your word for it. I guess I just completely fucking forgot about Gotham Knights, and I thought like that didn't come out yet, right? No, it did. I'm thinking of the Suicide Squad game.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad game's not out yet, and I wonder if
No.
it ever will. Because no one wants to play that game.
I just don't have any fucking interest in
It's
it.
a looter shooter, so who cares?
It wasn't even that. It's just like, me personally, I don't give a fuck about the Suicide Squad. Like, as a collective group, like, I just don't give a shit.
I don't either, to be honest. I find the concept unbearably silly, and not in a humorous way, just in a my brain hurts and why is the government so stupid kind of way.
It was the thing, like, they're characters I like individually in the Suicide Squad, but I don't give a fuck if they're working with or against each other in a collective.
Yeah.
You know, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang, like, it's like, yeah, like, as villains, when they're working against their superheroes in question, they're fine, but when they're teaming up together, like, who cares?
Suicide Squad is ultimately just DC Universe's excuse for why most of Gotham's villains don't stay in prison. And that's all it really amounts to a lot of the time.
I mean, they are getting an anime next year.
Oh, wonderful.
I mean, for what it's worth, like, I still enjoyed, like, the second Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, the James Gunn
You
one
know.
was really good.
Yeah, the James Gunn one was a solid watch.
It's funny because technically the Suicide Squad got an anime this year, but yeah, they're a bit different.
Electrified barrier is next level. Maybe they got nervous.
Okay, so
Tower.
I guess my main problem with the Suicide Squad as a concept is that I've never really found the concept of, oh, the government gets this really skilled criminal out of prison to do missions for them compelling. Because, you know,
Like, when, from my experience from the original, I think it was 2016 movie, and the Suicide Squad, the second movie, like, when they take some time to get introspective about the villains, and that's when I find it enjoyable. 90% of Suicide Squad otherwise is just they're assholes to each other, and that's the joke. And I just don't really find that appealing. I don't think that has a lot of staying power for me. That's why I don't really care.
you know, I've never actually watched the Suicide Squad movie. I was almost tempted.
It's on Max, so
Well, yeah, but I like, the only character in that movie that I care about is Harley Quinn, and if I want to watch a movie with Harley Quinn in it, there's the Birds of Prey thing.
Dude, I heard Birds of Prey wasn't good.
I've heard
it's
it.
the most. It's a movie.
It's yeah.
I've heard it's okay. I've heard good things about Harley Quinn's part in it. In any case,
Yeah. I just heard that everything else about that movie was mid as shit.
welcome to the DC cinematic universe, John.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
Superman Legacy can't come soon enough.
Oh boy, did they hit the reset button on everything yet?
Yeah.
Because Flash didn't do that.
Yeah, they're resetting everything with James Gunn's
Yeah.
projects.
Needs to fucking happen already because I want to fucking care about my DC movies. God damn it, they just don't because they're all incredibly average.
It's starting over with DC with Superman Legacy.
Okay.
Woo.
Like, I want my string of good DC movies so that in 10 years' time I'll get burnt out from them too. And then by that time Marvel will hit its stride again, then we could just repeat the whole thing over again, baby.
You are
Sure,
just
why not?
mercilessly slaughtering these people.
No, it's fine. Look, they got power armor on.
No, I mean, he's like, you're cheesing it. You're actually like kicking them off the building
Web swing. Web swing. Web swing.
Too bad this isn't useful in Marvel
Ow.
2.
One of these days, Miles, in his fervor for the web swing off a building attack, he's just gonna end up, kicking Finn off a building. And not realizing it's her because of the goddamn mask. And then he goes home, and it's like... He goes to sleep thinking it's a job well done. But then Finn is just missing. No one knows what's happened to her. And suddenly it got really dark.
Because of sunset.
Alternately, we could just live in the Scott Pilgrim universe where everyone turns into coins and then respawns or some shit.
I'm excited for the anime for that.
The Netflix anime looks really fucking good. I just hope it's good.
Yeah. With Netflix, you never know.
You really do never know. Sometimes they produce some really excellent stuff. Other times,
Yeah.
but at least Scott Pilgrim got a good live action movie.
It did.
Yeah, I'd agree. I was watching that with my my sub Discord about a month ago, and it was still very enjoyable. It's funny because that movie was made like before like the 5th and 6th volumes of the book were even released,
The last
so that's
volume.
why
That's why it has a different.
the last
ending.
volume. Yeah, that's why it took liberties with the ending and certain character beats. But I'm hoping the anime adaptation is more faithful to the book, but at the same time updating it so that it's not as mid-aughts as it was originally.
Yeah? You're going to have to explain that one.
It's very mid 2000s.
It has it is it's a reflection of I'm only just now getting into the habit of labeling the mid 2000s as mid-aughts myself because I don't quite understand the terminology.
Oh, it has to do with the way zeros are verbalized, I think, specifically in the UK. I mean, here we just call them zeros.
Yeah,
But yeah,
no,
like when Scott Pilgrim was written, it is definitely a reflection of the time that it was written in, which is to say it's like the whole thing is like cringe in a sense, but it's also like I think it better suit the franchise if this was rewritten to better fit like the 2020s now.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, who can say? Like, we won't know for sure until it's actually released.
Well, it's just been so long since I've actually, like, read or watched any Scott Pilgrim that I can't really clearly say.
I just hope that those that really, like, those that watch this can understand now that you're not supposed to like Scott.
or Ramona.
That would be...
Or Ramona, for that matter.
That would be a good thing, yes, because a lot of people seem to think Scott Pilgrim is the good guy who you should absolutely be emulating.
The book is named
in real
after
life.
him. But that's
But
it.
you know what? People have gotten stupider about fiction over time, not smarter. So, these days, if you write a character who dares to have a character flaw, people complain about how they're not sympathetic enough.
I don't want to like act like I'm on some sort of high horse or anything like that. But I think I think some folks need to understand what the term media literacy means before they start reading something.
I would be satisfied if they just accept that when a character has character flaws, you're supposed to think about the character flaws and not immediately assume that the author approves of them. 9 times out of 10, they actually don't.